Hello and welcome to another exclusive Good e-reader video. This is Nick.
And this is Marcus.
Today we have the review of the Pandigital Novel 9-inch color multimedia e-reader.
Okay guys, so this is Pandigital's latest offering, and it's currently not even for sale on the Pandigital website, although some merchants such as eBay and things like that are selling it already. We managed to get an early edition from Pandigital, so we're just going to go over some of the hardware specifics before we get into actually reviewing the tablet in the entirety. It features a 9-inch TFT LCD screen. Now, there's two different screens, one's capacitive and one's resistive. This is a resistive model, so you do have to interact with it via the stylus to be able to get the most out of it. The resolution's 480 by 800, so web browsing, it's fine, and on the main menu itself, it's fine too. But when you do watch videos, it does get pixelated, as well as some full games and so on. It does have a robust 800 megahertz CPU, so basically browsing the novel is really good. Apps load up really fast. Pages load not too bad as far as speed goes, but you mainly notice that when you're just browsing the tablet device, loading different applications like the address book, the calculator, and things like that. It has 2 gigs of internal memory, but you can further enhance it to about 32 gigs. It has a 7-hour battery life, but you can get a little bit more out of it if you turn the Wi-Fi off and you're just using the music, or you're just, doing some low-intensive type stuff, such as reading ebooks. It does have a headphone jack and speakers, so really what I want to do now is show you some of the, features on this device. First of all, we have here the USB, so this is where you would plug it into the computer. As well, you can actually charge it. So unlike a lot of tablets that you need to actually plug into the wall, this will plug it into your computer, PC, and so on, and actually charge it that way. Here's the SD card slot. Looking at the back of the device here, we have your speaker. You'll see right here that this is your power adapter, so it does come with a wall charger, so you can power it on that way, and as well as charge it. You notice right here, this is your headphones jack, this is your power button, and these are your volume controls. So it doesn't weigh that much, and it does flip between landscape and portrait mode pretty quickly. Does mainly a 360 type of viewing arc, but it only really does that when you're browsing like the main screens and things like that, like the main Android screens. So the switching between it, you can see it's relatively quick. It's not as snappier as some other tablets that we've looked at, such as the Samsung Galaxy Tab. So what I want to do now is just take you through some of the apps and look at some of the details that came with it. So it's running Google Android 2.0, and it comes bundled with the Barnes & Noble bookstore, but Pandigital has roughly 2 different models of the 9-inch novel. One they market to Canadians, and it comes bundled with the Kobo bookstore. With the American version, it comes with the Barnes & Noble bookstore. So you can see that we do have the American version. So when you do load up the Barnes & Noble application, it doesn't actually allow you to do it in landscape mode. It only does it in portrait mode. So you can do things like look at magazines, you can do newspapers, you can buy ebooks and so on. You have to have, of course, a Barnes & Noble account. You can get free samples. You can buy it now. So being able to buy magazines and newspapers is good. So it's similar to the Barnes & Noble Nook Color in the respects that you can get full color content. So this is definitely a positive in our opinion, that a lot of tablets don't really have a content distribution system. So it's nice to see Pandigital actually foster retail partnerships with other companies to be able to give you e-reading options. So just a note that if you live outside the US and you want to open up a Barnes & Noble account, you will have to use an American address as well as a valid zip code. But if you say live in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, or most of Europe, all you have to do is just use your own credit card. Barnes & Noble will never send anything to your address. So we're going to flip this back to portrait mode. So it comes with all the standard apps, photos, music, videos, and so on. It doesn't have built-in YouTube support. So if you want to view YouTube videos, you will have to load in alternative app stores to the Google Android market, because the Pandigital Novel does not come with any type of market built into it. So you will have to sideload in markets. We recommend the Slide with the SAM4 app, and with that you can download the Dolphin HD browser. But in order to download applications and things like that, you will need an SD card. So we've already installed quite a number of apps. If you want to find out more about some of these applications, such as the App Store, the SAM 4.0 app, how to get YouTube and things like that, check out our blog. On our comprehensive review of the Pandigital Novel, we actually list ways that you can get the Kindle e-reader application on here, the Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Borders, pretty well any major e-book store that has an Android application. We pretty well gave you the direct download, so you can simply plug the Pandigital Novel into your PC, download the APK file, which is the Android extension, and then load it into your device. And then, of course, you can get, the YouTube video app and a ton of other Android applications, such as like Twitter and things like that. So the applications that come with it, video, user guide, wireless settings. It does come with Facebook as well as calendar application. You can simply click on here to see some of the other things. It does come with an Adobe eBooks application. So if you have ebooks that you've bought from other stores, such as Barnes & Noble, Borders, Kobo, with the Pandigital Novel 9-inch, it reads EPUB files and PDF files, so it only accepts 2 different formats. But for pictures, it does GIF, BMP, PNG, JPEG, etc. With video, it only does MP4s by default, but you can download other video players from different, app stores, or just, from the internet, and be able to get more multimedia options to play, AVIs and things like that. So if you load in ebooks that are PDFs and have digital rights management, when you use Adobe Digital Editions, you will want to use the Adobe Reader application. And here it is right here. You can see, of course, with this application, it does not do it again in landscape mode. It only does it in portrait mode. So this is one of the drawbacks of a lot of the applications that do come with the Pandigital Novel, that you can only really view them in portrait mode. You can't do them in landscape mode. So we're just going to fire up an ebook here just to give you guys a little bit of an indication on how they work. So when you actually read the ebooks, they actually do go in landscape mode, but to actually open up the program and select ebooks, it has to do it in portrait mode. So it's a little bit inconvenient that you do have to keep switching it from one different mode to another, so it's another inconvenience. If you want to turn pages, you can simply just swipe it with the stylus. but you do actually have here your back and forward button, so you can actually churn pages with it that way too. So you can see that we're pressing the forward button, so you can do it like that. Now, one thing that we have noticed with applications that you side load in, such as the Amazon Kindle application and other applications, that when you want to churn pages with alternative applications, you can actually use the forward and back button, but you have to churn each page with the stylus. So we'll just show you that really quickly here. So we've purchased quite a number of books from Amazon, which is why we put the Amazon bookstore on here. But you notice when we try to turn pages forward and backwards, they don't actually do anything, and it'll actually close the program itself. So hopefully things like that will be addressed in a future firmware update. But of course, there's some essential applications that you may want to side load on here, like a better web browser that will give you, more YouTube feasibility and stuff like that, as well as Twitter and things like that. But it does come with a weather application and, just the standard applications that you get with, bare bones Android devices. It does have an ebook application that it comes with by stock. It's just simply called the Reader application. It's very bare bones. We'll make sort of, I don't want to give you any illusions or anything like that, but yeah, it's a really bare bones e-reader. If you want to look at different books that you have, in your library, you just simply click, the menu button, and you can see everything that's in your library here. And as well as, this is the same reader that you would read books that you buy from the Barnes & Noble bookstore. So sometimes it takes a while to sync. Some of the drawbacks of the device is that the Wi-Fi seems really finicky and weak. A lot of the times you'll have to wait about a minute, even just for a web page to load. You can see here that it's doing nothing but just syncing content. The Wi-Fi signal's strength is very strong, but it does take a long time to sync with a lot of things, as well as ebooks that you load in yourself. A lot of the times the cover art won't be there, even though that the books do in fact have cover art. Another drawback of the Pandigital Novel is that we feel that the resistive touchscreen is kind of weak. The resistive touchscreen is more of a feature that you see in lower cost and lower end tablets, because you look at an Android tablet such as the Barnes & Noble No Color, being capacitive, it makes it really easy to be able to interact with your fingers, and even if you have a stylus and things like that, sometimes it works good. But with capacitive, it's a much more fluid experience than it is with this version. So you can do things, of course, with Android, like change your wallpaper and background and things like that. But yeah, the fact that it doesn't really have a great e-reader application that comes inside of it is a drawback. The pixelation on videos when you watch them is a big deal. It's very low end when it comes to tablets, the 480 by 800. So you can kind of see here that on the video that it does look a bit pixelated. This is the video that sort of comes with the device. So there's not a whole lot going on with this. It's kind of a dark video. All in all, for the price, it's roughly about $220. So you're not breaking the bank. And as far as the really low-end tablets for like $100 to $150 go, such as the Ogden Gen Touch, which we reviewed a few months ago, this is a lot better than that, because you know, a lot of tablets, like I said before, don't come with content distribution systems, so there's no way right out of the box that you can buy ebooks. So it's good that they did that, but it's unfortunate that Pandigital did not bundle an app store of any kind with it. So there's really no way for the average user to take this right out of the box and get a Twitter application, or to get, you know, alternative applications without having a little bit of tech know-how. You know, it's not easy to install alternative Google Android markets on the device if you're new to tablets, new to Android, and are not really a technophile. So that's one of the big drawbacks. If you are a bit of a technophile, you can get a lot of different applications on here. Interacting with it with the stylus isn't too big of a deal. If you use a lot of the stock programs that come with the device, they work, you know, pretty well. But once you start sideloading different applications on there, as with the Kindle app, you see that, you know, you can't churn pages forward or backward with the default buttons. If you want to spend just a few $100s on a tablet that's current, that uses Android 2.0, and does have a lot of decent specs underneath the hood, if you can get past the pixelation issue, it's a not bad tablet. So we definitely recommend to pick one of these up. And this has been a review of the Pandigital Novel 9-inch color e-reader. For Good E-Reader, this is Marcus.
This is Nick.
Everybody take care.